Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Y'all know how they be doing it, brother. So, popcorn, what's going on, my guy? First things first, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Sunday. Hopefully everybody smoothly gotten through their weekend. Hopefully y'all enjoyed your plans. You still got extra plans for the day. Again, make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated, keeping yourself focused and militant. You know, there's a lot of craziness going on out there right now. Too much unexpected BS. But make sure you're keeping yourself, keeping your family safe. And again, just enjoy the blessing. You know, appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation. Shout out to Miss 702 for popping in on the panel. Definitely was a strong conversation that was needed. For those who might have missed it, you can catch the replay. Today, I'm going to keep it short and simple today to a degree. I do want to reiterate on something, though. And before I know my mouth goes left, let me put my banner up. Put my damn banner up. Um, for those who are in the city, I've been seeing some. I've been seeing some flyers, and some of these flyers are actually pretty good. Pretty good, not just information, but also some, pretty good, valuable stuff. The kids love being on the sea, on the ocean, and stuff like that. There's a couple of cruise trips that they got for the kids as well too. Um, in my area, I believe they're gonna be a whole bunch of kids who it's two different departures. One is going to be in the morning time. One is supposed to be in the afternoon. But basically, both of those departures are only going to be 2 hour trips. So they probably just going to go around the ocean or whatever through the boroughs, and they'll be back. But if your kids are interested, I'm gonna try to screenshot the poster and put it on the community wall for those. Um, I don't know how much the tickets might be, but it could be free for the kids, 9 out of 10, because it is being sponsored by adults. So, if your kids are interested in certain activities, make sure you're getting them into 'em. Um, there's a lot of science fairs going on as well too. So, if your kids are really interested in science, if they really want to try to, go for the gusto, then hey, get them involved. I said this recently, and I'm gonna say this again because I feel it needs to be reiterated, and it also needs to be restated. Your children are only going to prosper when you give them the tools to prosper. Kennedy, what's going on, my guy? Again, the kids are gonna, they're gonna grow, they're gonna be successful, they're gonna be in a different mind state. Again, if you give them the proper tools to grow. Again, you have some parents out there who want to force their kids into something just because that's the first lick of talent that they see out of their kid. Oh yeah, well we're gonna push you to do this. You should always push your kids to have multiple options, just like adults got options. You should always push your kids to have multiple options when it comes to things that they're interested in, things that they want to do. Like again, prime example. Your kid could have talent. Your kid could have a talent playing the piano or playing any instrument for that matter. But your child might want to do something else that they interested in and that they're good at. The best thing to do is, try to help them make their decision. You know, and if you're going to help make their decision, don't force nothing on them that again, you know, ain't for them. And I'm gonna dig deep into that part too, because in this generation right now, some of you parents are forcing your kids with certain things that you know for a fact it's gonna haunt you in the long run, and it's definitely gonna put them in a different state of mind. Again, you know how we seeing it right now. For those who know what it is, we know there's agendas being pushed. The saddest thing about these agendas that are being pushed is that some of the parents are actually on board with these agendas. Like I said, I'll get into that later. But again, for some who still haven't gotten out to really do much for the summer, find some activities for you and your family that's going to keep y'all all, keep y'all all motivated, keep y'all all good, and keep those minds open. Cool Gamer, what's going on, my guy? And again, when I do get the chance, I'm gonna try to screenshot the information because again, there are some spots and there are some places that are doing field trips for the kids, and again, kids need a balance. Kids also need to learn again to think outside the box. You can't always just have your kids cooped up. Prime example. There are some parents who don't let their kids outside for nothing. And I spoke about that recently. That's the worst type of abuse, when you won't allow your child to be outside. Now, granted, there are some overprotective parents, but again, your child is going to have to learn at some point how to defend themselves. They're going to have to learn how to, socialize and integrate with different people. Keeping them cooped up in the house with nothing really to do, that's not a good look. In my opinion, that's abuse right there again. There's some people who cry about, oh, these kids ain't learning nothing, they ain't doing nothing. But again, it's solely up to you adults. How do I expect my child to learn something when I'm not doing what's necessary as a parent? Again, the children are supposed to have some form of balance. A kid can't sit on the TV all day and watch everything on the TV. After a while, that child gonna get bored watching almost the same things over and over again. A child can't sit on a video game all day neither. I don't care how good the game is. I don't care how hot the game is. At some point, that child is gonna have to get outside, get some air, socialize, do something. This is where parents have to come back again and start giving that balance. I can remember a couple of years back, it was a whole big argument about some things. And this lady thought she was in the right when she was really in the wrong. You're mad because your child can't read past a certain level. But whose fault is that your child can't read past a certain level? It is not the school's fault, especially when the schools are doing all they can to try to help your children. It comes down on you, the parent. And if your child does have some form of, prime example, your child is dyslexic, you would want to make sure your child is getting the proper help and care that they need. If your child really does have a problem reading and writing, still get your kid to help. How you expect your kid to be knowledgeable in the world around them when you're not giving them, again, the tools to succeed? Something that y'all need to think about. I expect my kid to, prime example, I expect my child to be successful in anything that he does, but then I don't give them the tools needed. How is that going to work? Again, you parents have to really focus and refocus your kids on education. And not just any old education, but the right type of education. The education that's going to keep them great for life. The education that's going to keep them motivated for life. You got to let them know that, look, outside of these doors, there's going to be a lot of different things. But you are the author of your own book. So again, you're going to write some good things in there, some bad things in there. But you mostly want good stuff in the book. That's why I said it's critical to teach these kids and give them balance. Like, prime example, as nice as the weather is outside right now today, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if I go out there right now, there's more adults outside hanging out than there are kids. And the kids who are hanging out, 9 out of 10 they either gonna be up to no good or they waiting for something to pop off. You know, and you got those who are, doing what they're supposed to be doing as normal kids. They're going out enjoying their friendships. They're going out enjoying, life, not getting into no sort of madness. So it's a good thing. But again, parents, give your child an opportunity to grow. Give your child the tools needed. Like I said before, if you're not going to be prepared for the long haul, if you're not going to be prepared to be responsible, especially for giving life, then you shouldn't be thinking about giving life at all. But then there's some people who are already too deep in the game. So my thing is, you already got these kids here, teach them something, show them something. Don't let your past cripple their future. And I say that with good reason. Because there's some of you who, yeah, you probably came from rough backgrounds. But that don't mean you have to repeat the cycle again. You know? Best thing you can do is try to eliminate that cycle. How you eliminate that cycle? By simply just not falling into that trap again. Show them different. And there are some success stories. There are some people out there who have been through the worst of the worst, but they broke that cycle when it came down to having their own family because they had enough strength, they had enough courage and determination to say, I don't want this to happen. I don't want my children to fear me. I don't want my children to hate me. I don't want my children to go against me. Being wise, being smart in everything that you do as a parent. Your kid is interested in certain fields of play, then you take that and you harness that. It's supposed to be the most important thing out of all of that. Your child's development solely lies on you as a parent. It lies on you because guess what? Until they are full grown adults, there's still decisions you're going to have to make for them. Series, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But yeah, give your kids options. Let your kids know that there's a multitude of opportunities out there waiting to be explored, waiting to be figured out. Can't have your kids thinking like, okay, this is all that's gonna be. This is all that you're gonna be able to know and learn. No. You teach your kids as much as you could possibly teach them so when they do get to a certain age, they'll basically remember all the tools that you gave them so they can keep that process going. Um, I'm sorry, but it starts with the smallest things. Like even when they're young, it starts with the smallest things. Like I said, keeping them occupied, taking them on trips, exploring options outside of your neighborhood, and again, giving your children some form of happiness. P. Moses, what's going on, my guy? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so many different things that you could do with your children, right? But again, it does take wise and strong parents. It also does take, it takes wise protocol. Like I said, when I get the chance, I'm gonna screenshot a couple of these, especially for those in the city. I'm gonna screenshot a couple of those posters I've seen, and these are things that are good for the kids. These is opportunities, but also activities that it's not just gonna give them fun and recreation. It'll give them some education and some understanding on things. Like I said, Your children should know, or at least should be learning, the main important things, again, that's going to be critical for them in life. It's important, and again, your main focus as a parent is to keep your kid from an early grade, but also keep your kid from out of harm's way, or keep them from the judicial system. You know, again, broaden your horizons. It doesn't hurt to do so. Again, because your children are going to still be looking up to you while they're young. When they get a certain age, yeah, they'll be able to decipher and make their own decisions and decide what's going to be good for them and what's not going to be good for them. Like prime example, when they get a certain age, they're going to be able to make their own decisions on how they're going to move in their life. The most you can do as a parent is try to still have love and acceptance for whatever they decide to do. You know, but again, just giving a fair balance. And again, if your kids do like being out on the waters and stuff like that, then hey, y'all take a trip. Take a cruise, take a boat trip. And just again get out on the ocean. Your kid love to fish. Your kid probably got a hobby with fishing and loves to do that shit. Hey, embrace that. Molly, baby. And this is the problem. Some people automatically assuming that, okay, well, since there's slight opportunities in certain areas, we just gonna let our kids fail. Nah, there's some communities who are coming together, and they coming together for a great and most wonderful opportunity. They are trying to give back. Some of these people are actually within that same community still. You'd be surprised how many people actually have little businesses and they still remain within the neighborhood they live in. Again, because it's given opportunities. You know, Happy Sunday, Marlene, baby. For those who might not have seen it, you better go check that food short. Yeah, your boy was out here chefing this morning. I had to do the early morning cooking, so yeah. Lord, I saved all of y'all plate. I saved all of y'all plate. But again, that's why you got to be careful and mindful again on what you gonna put around your children. You know, you want to try to give them the best option, and a best option a lot of times is again learning. Yeah, having fun and everything else. It's almost like adulthood. Yeah, you can have your fun, but there's things you still gonna have to learn. There's things you just know you shouldn't be doing, and then there's things that regardless to what, you know, you should be trying to put something better on. I hear you, Marlene. Yeah, get dinner done early this way. You can sit down and cool off. Yeah. Prime example. There's some children who love to cook. Not just the women and men too. There's young men and women who love to cook. That's something that gives them peace. That gives them solitude, and that also makes them feel encouraged and makes them feel great about themselves. If you know your kids is great with cooking, or your kids is natural with that, then that's something that you should be trying to make them pursue. But if they feel that's just something that they love as a hobby, and they really are focused on a specific thing they want to be locked in on, then hey, again, as a parent, support them. It's not hard to do so. For those following me on Clapper, apologies for last night. Uh, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff had to be done last night, but for those following me on Clapper tonight, I will be back at 5:30 on the dot. No ifs, ands, or buts. But yeah, again, you want to make sure that your children have some form of life lesson and comfortability. You know, Teach them that you can turn anything into a full blown opportunity and a success. You know, like I said, there's some people right now who have made a hobby turn into a well paying career, you know, which is true. Don't be looking like that, Marlene. Don't be looking like that, Danny. But just what you got to do. You know, again, find some form of solace, find some peace, but also find the things that are going to be necessary for your children's, success, man. That is true. Anything can be turned into a success story if you're willing to make it that way. But that means again, they gotta learn hard. They gotta learn the value of hard work, dedication, and motivation. You know, but you always gotta keep the battlefield, you know, within reach. Because yeah, life is gonna be a battle. Because guess what? There's things that your kids might be good at. There's other people who kids might be a little bit better than your kid at that. But you have to teach your kid that guess what? There's always going to be somebody who's either a little bit better than you, and the things that you're doing could be somebody that's a little bit better. That's like if your kid is really focused on being a ball player. Your kid could be one of the nicest, keyword, one of the nicest. But it could be others that's in that neighborhood that's just as nice or nicer. But that doesn't mean you can't come together as a unit and put together a skillful team where everybody is going to succeed and shine. Again, it's just keeping your options open. And if one option is not working for them, then they need to learn that there's other options, there's other opportunities. They just got to know what they're good at. You know, I hear you, Marlene. Don't worry, I saved you some barbecue chicken, some mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese. Y'all make sure y'all go check that food short, man. Y'all got me over here doing live streams. I should be eating, but it's all good. And that's the thing. You have to remember this. So, you know, there's going to be things that don't work for you right away. But that doesn't mean you stop working hard at being the best person you can be. Okay, prime example. If I was trying to get into business, but the business aspect didn't work out for me, okay, well, I got another option. If business didn't work for me, what about promotions? What about, promoting a product more than anything? If this didn't work for me, you know what? I think I want to serve and protect my community. Teach your kids that there are options out there, even options that some people refuse to be a part of. And some people ain't gonna never be a cop. I don't want my child to be no cop. But if your child is interested in protecting and serving their community, and they ain't showing that, then the only thing you can do as a parent is support them. Most people will say that because they don't want their children, risking their lives. But again, if this is something that they want to do, if that's something that they really are interested in, then why should you stop them from that? No, I feel like this: if your child decides to make a career out of something, even the simplest things, hey, respect it because at least they grinding, at least they motivated, and at least they're not gonna quit. You know, one thing you should remember to teach your kids is never to quit, even when the times get rough and they get going. Don't give up. You still got a lot of time to make things work. And if one area of expertise is not fulfilled, then hey, you'll fulfill your other spots. You know, it's the most important thing to remember. Um, it is solely up to you as a parent to make sure your children are getting the best possible options in life. You can't expect them to just go out there into the world and not know nothing. You got to give them something, give them a balance. You know, Like I said, for some of y'all, you're a little upset because your kids are not where they should be on the reading and writing level. But if you're not teaching them anything on the reading and writing level, how can you expect them to be upset? I got you serious, baby. Better go love that food shop right now. I told you I saved y'all all the plate, damn it. Again, that's what I'm saying. There's certain things as parents you just need to do. Guardians, the same thing. Like I was saying the other day, a child that's under 5 years old should not be up all hours of the night. I don't care if it is summertime. At a certain point, they need to be accustomed on sleeping at a certain time. Because they try to say your body needs 8 hours, but I believe you need probably 6 to 7 at best. You can't sleep 8 to 10 hours out your day because that's half of your day going there. It's half of your day going there. You know, but you gotta remember too, you ain't no damn cyborg. You do need some form of rest. But all good, give them a balance. Like if you're gonna have them watching stuff on TV, prime example, then make sure you giving a balance on that. Don't just have them watching kids like they little kids. Ah, yeah, you let them watch their little kid shows and stuff, but now you also teach them something. Watch some documentaries, watch things on nature, things along those lines. You're giving them culture and balance. You know, and that's sad, Marlene, especially where you at, because I know. And see, this is what I'm saying. There are certain states, I grant it, some of the states or some of the cities in that state don't have as much as they should have opportunity wise. But again, the adults have to come together and create those opportunities. When there's things that are not being given or not being helped on by the government or any of these quote unquote politicians, assemblymen, whoever, then the people should raise up in the community and make things happen. Like I said, put a community pot together. Doesn't matter what you put in that pot. As long as y'all are donating towards a good cause, keep donating. Keep doing what's necessary. When you got the pot full, you figure out what you're going to do opportunity wise that's going to bring opportunity, but also bring structure and education to those who need it. Again, teach your kids that if they want to reach for certain things in life, they really have to be on go. Yeah, I know, Marlene. It'll be like that. They be the youngest ones sometimes. Those youngest ones I feel bad for because it's like they coming from either a messed up background or if they not coming from a messed up background, they deciding to be messed up. Like I knew one person that was coming from a great family. Almost everybody in their family was, on high levels when it came to what they was doing in life. There was only one of them in the family that just couldn't do it right, couldn't be right for nothing. Like even when the opportunity was given to him, he would still mess that up because he was so focused on trying to make a name for himself in the wrong light. Eventually, that shit caught up with him. Now you looking at life, not even 25 to life, just straight life. Because you couldn't get it together. You had family, you had people who was helping you, giving you opportunities, but you refused because of your pride. Again, this is the one thing I will say. Not everybody is going to be working a 9 to 5 or working a career building for somebody else. Some people are going to want to do their own thing. But again, you got to start somewhere. Algorithm, what's going on, my guy? But you have to start off somewhere, man. Yeah, and that's the saddest part. That is the saddest part, though, Marlene, because again, these is young ones that could be the future. Like I said, the future thinkers, the future builders, future philosophers. Like, again, it's things that you need to start not so much as pushing on your kid, but things you need to incorporate with your kids, basically. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working hard in this damn heat in my kitchen, baby. But again, teach your kids that it's good to keep hope alive when it comes to different opportunities. Like I said before, if you are good with writing and you trying to submit some of your works and some of it don't get accepted, hey, don't don't catch a hissy fit about it. Don't get all crazy and bent out of shape. Just keep pushing your work out. Keep doing what's necessary. Eventually, you will get the results that you're looking for. But sometimes you shouldn't just always solely look for certain things. Just keep building, keep growing. Trust me, those blessings do come tenfold. There's some people who don't worry about certain things because guess what? They know in the long run, the hard work and dedication is going to mean more than anything. And that's important. Again, giving your kids structure, not just on a disciplinary level, but shoot, on an educational level, you know, giving them structure and balance, teaching that it's okay to read. It's okay to read, learn how to do math, learn how to write. You're going to need those more than anything. Yeah, you teach your kids as much history as you can, especially the official, true history of things. But everything else, hey, you know, just know what you got to do from there. Main thing they should learn how to do is read and write. Because again, how you gonna be able to fill out an application if you can't even spell your name right? How you gonna be able to change when you can't even read what's on? Prime example: how you gonna work in a restaurant and put together a list if you can't even read to write? Again, that should be the most critical things these kids learn is how to read and write. Forget everything else. Because again, how am I going to be anywhere in life if I can't read directions? I might be taking something that I think is good for me, but because I can't read, it could have been killing me all this whole time. Again, this is where things get a little leery. We've had stories of people who have been passed through junior high, high school, and couldn't read a lick of nothing. That's because, again, they was only going off of certain things, like the talents that this person had. This person could have been dumb as bricks, prime example, right? But in the same token, just because this person had an extraordinary talent, y'all exposed and exploited that more than trying to get him the help that they need. London, baby. And I do feel bad for some adults who are out there who really can't read or write. Because it's sad. Again, a system failed them in the worst way. And in my opinion, too, the parents also failed them too. Because again, there's no way in hell you could tell me you don't know how to read, or you're not going to try to give this person the opportunity on how to learn something like reading. I don't care how old you get. At some point, your ass going to need to read something for your betterment. No problem. What you got to remember that part. Again, you can't be mad when your kids are not as successful when you're not giving them the tools to be successful. Think about what's being said today for real. Because this is something critical. You know, you give your kids all you give them the true discipline because they do need discipline. And not discipline on a physical level, like I gotta beat you. No, sometimes they just need discipline, self control. It works. You might get frustrated because you have a problem reading something. Okay, well, take your time, sound it out. And if you still having a problem, then you go get help. I believe in certain situations, the reason why some of these kids are failing the way they failing is because the parents have failed at some point. But they're too, in their pride, or they too scared to just say what it is. Dee, what's going on, baby? Give me down and spill coffee on my counter, baby. But you got to remember this part. IB, what's going on, my guy? And don't be calling people by their government names in here neither, son. Nah, but I don't know, IB. Is it ready? If you check a food short, motherfucker, you know. Come on, here with that shit. Happy Sunday, ho. Nah, but you gotta realize that though, for real. There's some of y'all that again, you shouldn't be embarrassed about certain things. Like prime example, there's some people who really probably can't read past a certain level. But as long as you can read, right? And as long as you can write properly, you should be okay. And for whatever you don't know, you still have time, even into adulthood, to learn. Look, you have people right now, prime example, in their 40s, 50s, 60s, just going to get high school equivalencies or GEDs right now. And it's not that people couldn't read or do whatever. It was certain situations that was way different. Like for some people, they got drafted into the war early, or they done been, in and out of the service since they was young. So, when you're in that type of situation, there is no stationary sit down, none of that. Some people are going to get certain things because if they say it's required to get it done. But I've always felt, in my opinion, a piece of paper does not determine how smart you are. A piece of paper doesn't determine what you're going to be in life. What determines your overall future is what you do from that day forward. I'm sorry, maybe I'm unorthodox. I've never believed a piece of paper is supposed to be your key to every damn option. Because there's people who didn't have a piece of paper and they made the best options out of their life just by being focused, determined, and making sure that they was going to do the critical necessary steps to keep building and keep succeeding. Yeah, in all honesty, things that schools can't teach, you as parents are supposed to teach. And there are some things, again, that you need to do. You need to keep that teaching going. It's critical now for parents to start wanting more from their children. Not forcing things out of them, but just wanting more out of them. There's nothing wrong with that. I want my child to be successful no matter what it is they're doing. Whether they working somebody, or they working with somebody, working for somebody, or if they working on their own, if they building their own. I just want my children to be in the best light. That's the main mindset a lot of y'all should have. Shouldn't be throwing your kids out there to the wolves like that. They are your offspring. You know? Now again, when they do get older and they decide to make whatever decisions they make, then that's on them. True indeed. But when they are young and they still under your roof, you as a parent are supposed to be responsible, like I said. There's some of y'all who think you're being responsible, but you're really not. You do it more playing friends with your kids than anything. No, there's supposed to be a balance, supposed to be an order in life, supposed to be an order in things. Your children are not supposed to be chilling out with you being around your conversations, in and out of the streets like you would be, so on and so forth. No, they have to check some things. Again, once a child is about to be brought into the world, all that extra stuff you was accustomed to, you're gonna have to put some of that on pause, at least until you're in a better position where you can maneuver around. Again, give your kids a whole balance. Bring back the old school ways and the old balances. See, I heard some the other day that just it kind of made me not upset. It just kind of made me look at the person weird, only because it's like you can't fully say that neither. You know, like if certain things going on with these youth right now, you can't fully blame the adults from the past. You can't, because there was adults in the past who was fighting against opposition and fighting against things that was killing us or just maiming us as a whole. So I can't fucking sit here and say that, oh, it's the older generation's fault for some of the shit that's going on now. No, no, no. Can't say that. And if you want to be technical, the finger needs to be pointed both directions. Not so much the youth, but the adults as well too. So it's a two-way street. But in the same token, not everybody coming from the past generations was on the verge of destruction. First of all, you watch your mouth. Second of all, don't get karate chopped and put on timeout for a second. Still, my nigga, don't play that though. Don't play that though. Don't play that. Like I said, go back over there, rub DD feet, and shut up. That's what you do. That's what you do. Serious, if he get out of pocket, put his ass around the grill. Ain't got time to be dropping no drops today. Tired of your shit. Who else wants some? Who else wants some while I'm over here? Oh, oh. Shout out to the plug though. But yeah, gotta remember that part. It's solely about, again, just weighing out a list of options. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. We can't always point fingers on the reasons why certain things ain't happening. Some of those things wouldn't be happening, and those things could change if we came together the way we were supposed to. And again, put personal differences aside, personal feelings aside, personal anything. Because again, you don't know, we all still coexist in the same damn communities. The problem with some people is that they think that they too good. They too good to help. Or they feel like everybody is beneath them. Those are the ones who you might have to worry about. Because yeah, a lot of times they're gonna be that opposition. But why should I help you? And this is that and third. Well, if you want your kids, your future grandkids, and whoever else to be benefiting from this, then you will want to be on board. You know. But if it's not going to work, then hey, you go with the people that you know for a fact still have that same notion in mind. Just gotta remember that part. When things are not going right, we have to be the ones that stand up and fight for real. We do. We shouldn't have to always depend on government help or any form of assistance. When again, we have the tools, we have the knowledge, and for most, we have the funds or the resources to actually try to make those things come to life. Again, it's about being realistic when you're doing things. You know, I ain't messing with you, serious. Don't come here with that. See, look, I'm sorry to talk about I'm paying you to do nothing. You might have to call the labor board on me. I don't know. But again, you just gotta remember this part. Parents, you shouldn't set your kids up for doom and failure because you wasn't set up for doom and failure. There's some of you who didn't come from rough backgrounds and managed to make things work. And whatever cycles you had going on, y'all was able to break those so it didn't affect yours. So again, like let's just get it together. I'm sorry though. There are some great parents out there who have done what was necessary and made sure their children grew into well-rounded adults. There's some who didn't take the opportunity to make their kids become successful. Didn't take the opportunity to make sure they didn't go down that wrong path. Those ones I feel sorry for because for some of those, if they didn't take an easy way out, like how I call it, they messed up for life. Or they doing so-so in life. But again, it's solely up to the parents. Teach your kids the right things. Everything. Knowing who you are as a person is the most important thing. And that's the teach learning about themselves day in and day out. Making careful decisions when you can, day in and day out. Those things are important. Again, they're all part of your child's development and growth. If some of y'all are good with cursive writing and stuff like that, which they don't have in a lot of the schools no more, teach them that. Nah, I'm not ignoring nothing now. Forget that. I smell treachery going on in my church today. I don't like it. That's why I'm bringing this out today.
Shit.
God damn it. Knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. But I feel good, so watch this. There you go. Now I feel a little better. Nah, but this is what I'm saying. And that's the sad part about it, London. I mean, it's the truth. Again, that's one thing for those parents who come from that era of learning cursive and everything else. Teach them how to write. Teach them how to write script, just in case. How you expect to sign a check if you don't have proper signing? You just writing your name like how you would write your name on a normal tip. You got to learn something. Like I said, teach them multiple languages if you are still great with multiple languages. For some, it shouldn't be that hard because you're coming from two different backgrounds. I know somebody who know how to speak Mexican, or not Mexican. They know how to speak Spanish, but they also know how to speak Jamaican. And I mean real good. Like either which way, that's good. They know the language in and out. And if you got kids, especially if they are on the mixed side, hey, teach them something. Teach them something valuable. It's amazing how some of these kids are not learning a lot of things we used to learn. And yes, we know some of it is because they done eliminated a lot of programs out of the schools. or they eliminated a lot of the programs that was in the communities. But again, it's up to the people to really voice an opinion, and it's up for the people to really stand up and fight. I keep failing to realize to some degree you can overthrow certain laws of government, especially if they are not doing what's right and necessary for the people. If they could do it across seas, how the hell you think we can't do it over here? Got to stand up for something. Again, if you know there's certain programs that are missing and it don't require much to get those programs back up and running, then y'all do what you got to do. Put your funds together. Put your brains together. Brainstorm. Now, I can understand to some degree some people get deterred, they get upset because when they try to go for something that is, legit, it's hoop and a hurdle to try to do so. But if you are one of the lucky ones to really get through all of the humps and everything else, then you still keep focused on the goal at hand. Oh, he just really gave me this $500,000 loan. You know what? I know exactly what I'm gonna do. And then you move on from there. But again, do it in the right light. Don't do it on a scam tip. Don't do it on the just focusing on the money aspect of things. No. Focus on the main picture at hand, which is giving back opportunity and growth for those who need it. Say what you want to say about me, but hey, I still believe in logic. I still believe in good things that can transpire. I don't always believe that there's just negative things going on in the world. No, I've always seen and believed that there's positive things happening as well too. Small level or big level, doesn't matter. But again, it's solely up to the people within those realms and those communities. That you always have opposition again because again, some people just don't want to see nothing. That's the how you would say the bottom of the barrel mentality. I don't want to see you rise up. And no, I'm going to say this again. This is just a general statement for people in general. It ain't just us that got the crabs in the barrel mentality. Every race has it. Just going to be real about that. That crab in the barrel mentality is something that at some point just got to overlook it. If they want to lay in their own filth, let them lay in their own filth. They want to lie and lay in their own misery and their own destruction, let them. You still supposed to move the ball forward and move the ball forward with the right people who are going to be on board for things. You know, Marlene again, baby. No, it's serious as truth. It does start at home, but even beyond the home, again, everybody in the community got to be some form of knowledgeable on something. My kid could go out the door today and could come across a whole bunch of people. Some will be teaching them something on the good. Some might teach them something on the bad. It's solely up to me as a parent to make sure my child don't take that other side. But if they did come across some positive things they thinking about even putting into their life, hey, if they good at it or if they really are passionate and determined on making it happen, then me as a parent, I gotta make sure I support them. I want to support the right things as a parent, not the wrong things. You know, and that is truth. Love and discipline, not just love and discipline. It's something else that's there. You know, all in all, just honor. You should honor yourself. You know, you should honor yourself. The reason why I say that is because again, if you are making strides in your life, turning out for the good, That's a true blessing and an honor right there. Because not too many people get a chance to do that. Like if you're in a situation that not too many people really can say they've been in or been around, that's a blessing right there. You keep yourself humble, and keep yourself again focused on the main goal. Some people lose that when they are doing certain things. Some people will lose it because they allow people to let it happen. No, you keep yourself strong. And again, in some instances, you got to cut ties. Hey, cut ties. Ain't no love lost. But if my strong motivation is to keep myself strong and motivated, but also keep myself, looking for something greater or just trying to do something greater, then nobody should be able to stop that. No form of ignorance, hate, or jealousy should ever stop whatever you are trying to process and progress in life. You're going to process things that work for you, and then you got to make a strong progress at making it work. That's truth, London. See, all of y'all ladies in here done had some real, because again, you know, it's strong. Should be days y'all all be in here cooking. The men and the women in here be cooking. Because again, a lot of them are coming from that knowledge or from that wisdom just because of experience. You build bonds with your children by trying to spend the most time with them, especially when they in their young and precious stages. When they get into a certain stage in life, they ain't gonna always want to be cooped up under you. You know that. That's just something that's been part of life. You still gonna be close knit and tight as a family, but it's gonna be days they want their own space. And if they feel you crowding the space, guess what? They'll let you know. But when you build that bond with them when they're young, and guess what? At a certain age, you gotta know to let it go to a degree, or start loosening up some. That's what I'm saying. My bad, y'all. I had a sugar rush just now. Shout out to the French vanilla coffee I just got finished drinking. I'm gonna be up for the rest of the night. Oh Lord, I might be up to tomorrow. Somebody pray for my scalp. No, but again, the simplest things you do with your children that builds bonds, close bonds. At a certain age, yeah, you're gonna have to start loosening up a little bit, but you're still gonna be protective of them because those are your children. But you should protect everything, and that means everything. That's including their mental stability too. There's some of y'all who again take that for light. You take that for granted because it was in the midst for you to be in that. But you're not looking at those who, from the outside, they deem you lucky. They deem you lucky because again, you know, you're doing the necessary things you're supposed to do. And some people will kill to be in that position. As weird as it sounds, it's true. Some people will do or go to the utmost to be in a certain position that you're in. So you don't take life for granted. You do grab life by the horns, though. You know, your expectations for growth and development again of your children, it solely does what lie within you, and that's true. Hold on one second. Hold on, I'm gonna pin this up right here on some realness. Because you basically beat me to the punch. And I like that. I like that. For those that can see it on the screen, it's clear as day. You know, you don't force certain things on children. You let them learn, grow, and progress just like you did. Some things are not going to work like how they used to work. But again, communication should always be the main thing. That right there is a portion of a reason why we have some of the issues we have now with some of these families. There's no real strong communication. Everybody hears what they want to hear, but they're not listening to the words that are being said. Again, they're not going to be clones or doubles of you. I don't care how much they look like you. They're going to be their own individual. But again, what individual is solely lies into you? You know, see the one thing again, respect their personal choice. That's true, but respect their personal space. And when some of you parents, I'm going to say to those who need to hear it, are forcing these type of agendas on your kids, right? And now I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of this shit. Some of y'all again are still trying to force these agendas that you know for a fact are going to have harsh repercussions, not just for you, but for your children or for your future of the family tree. I'm sorry. Again, I believe when they are adults and they making their own decisions, then that's solely up to them. The most you can do as a parent is still love and try to support them and just try to look out for them the best way you can. Because your job is not over. But when you're forcing things on them to where now they really think this is who they are and what they were supposed to be, that's a problem. And I keep iterating on this because it's truth. And some of y'all pushing borderlines when it comes to how you raise your kids. Again, main people that take the hit and the blow are those kids. Your main thing to remember as a parent is that your children should never grow up into confusion and never grow up being confused. This is why I said again, you have to have these talks. Sit down and really get to know your child. But for some of y'all that have the opportunity to do so and that can make things work, you better do it while you have that space and opportunity to do it. It does take two to raise a child. It takes a village to teach a whole bunch of them. It does. So every child is different and unique, just like every adult was children at one point, different and unique. And there were a lot of things that wasn't pushed on us. It wasn't given to us, and it wasn't shown to us until the time was right. The problem in this generation is that you force feed and keep force feeding everything that you shouldn't be force feeding. And then you're not giving full details of information. You're just giving little bits and pieces. There's some things that are always going to be projected in life. And some of those projections are just what they are, projections. They're not truth. But at some point, I believe a lot of people will be hip and wise to those situations right there. And again, we'll have some who don't really care. Some have that mentality still of a child. It's mine, and I can do what I want to do with it. Okay. Well, just remember, these are your offspring. These are your blood, your kinfolk. So in the long run, it solely does lie up to you. Create a reasonable expectation. The most you really should expect out of your kids outside of growth and success is, again, just making sure they're not another number in the system or another cemetery plot. Keep your mind open. Know me, I'm just always giving my view and opinion on things, but I will give you some logic and some facts too. Today was a little bit of both logical facts. It's very logical to create, it's very logical to destroy. Your logic should never be destroying yourself or destroying your offspring or your family tree. Get into the notion again of broadening your horizon. Again, there are things that can be reversed, things that can be changed from the inside out, depending on which area of the battle that you're in. Some establishments you're not going to be able to do much. I don't care if you do got a whole bunch of people because it's already established to be that way. But remember this one thing: whether you homeschool your kids, whether you send them to private school or you send them to public school, it doesn't matter. You still have to be their main teacher. They still gonna come to you for that wisdom and that positive outlook. Make sure you're giving it to them. No matter what you may be going through, or you and your significant other may be going through, if it is a two-parent home, make sure your kids are always on the up and up. Make sure they got everything needed and everything adequate so everything can be all right. It's just logic right there. You want to keep your family at least within a decent realm. Hey, sit down, have conversations, but also have a balance. Start planning things with your kids. Don't just keep them cooped up in the house all day. Don't just let them keep doing the same old routine every day. Get them accustomed to doing different things all the time. Those positive different things that they do will give them inspiration. And hey, you can be a part of that inspiration when it's time for them to become their own successful adult. Not gonna lie though, um, again, it's always good to try to give just what you're supposed to give. You know, give your all as a parent. You want your children to be all they can be, right? So you got to give them all your love, your dedication, your time, your communication, definitely, because you're gonna always have to communicate with them. Not everything has to be a rough situation with them. Not everything has to be you yelling and screaming. Sit down and have a reasonable talk when you need to. And again, you still have to remember you have to instill order in your household. It is critical. It really is now. You know, in this time right now, there's so many different things changing. And before you know it, look at it. It'll be a problem. In order to avoid that, again, gotta give them something good. All in all, though, just a good talk today. Just something light for the people. Again, this is something that's needed right now. Um, Again, for those following me on Clapper, I will be back in the building at 5:30. And again, hopefully somebody did get something out of this because this is a talk that's necessary. It is necessary though. But all in all, though, I hope everybody enjoys their Sunday afternoons, evenings. Happy Monday to everybody in China and everywhere else that follow your boy. Exactly, serious. Gotta have effective communication. So remember this: children are children. I don't care how mad you may be. I don't care what's going on in life that's bringing you to almost the brink of a breakdown. Never give them all that aggression or spew that aggression or that negativity onto them. Give them hope. Because remember, you're going to have hope as an adult. Not everything is going to be bad and not everything is going to be for the worst. Then you got to do the things that work. What will be effective again for your children is making sure that there's no cycles in that family that will demolish or destroy any form of building. You know, making sure that they and watchful eyes at all times, even when you can't be around. And again, when they get a certain age, start loosening up a little bit. You know, because again, how are they going to know who they are as a person if you're not giving them the space to do that? Or if you're forcing them to do something that you know is against their will. Like I said, there's certain agendas right now that some of you parents are doing injustice right there. And for some of y'all, you're paying the price because now your children either are resenting you or they have rebelled against you. So again, for some of y'all, you reap what you sow. Again, you should want the best for your children, not the worst for them. Don't push anything on them that don't need to be pushed. Don't force anything on them that shouldn't be forced. And definitely don't give them no lies. Telling you it's not worth it. But yeah, I'm gonna revisit this part. Um, Again, appreciate everybody that tuned in this afternoon. I wasn't gonna hold y'all too long. Still got one or two things to do. And yeah, I want to make sure everything is straight, especially before work tonight. Make sure everything is straight, man. But again, hopefully everybody enjoys their afternoons, evenings. Yeah. Again, happy Monday to all you future babies. I need the lottery numbers for tomorrow, today. And, good conversation. Before I do get up out of here, though, before I do get up out of here, I did not forget. I did not forget. Don't worry. I'm trying to figure one or two things out. But I think I might actually do that this year. I might actually do that this year. The first ever AI Natrix Awards with your host, Make the Great Podcast. But hey, we got another one. There you go. There you go. There you go. Appreciate you, Marlene. Appreciate you, Serious, again for dropping those links, baby. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. First ever AI Natures Awards coming. And might have to do a poll on some of these videos. I know. But I didn't forget nothing. I didn't forget. Baby Rufus is over here. Wait a minute. Come on now. Baby Rufus got to get paid for that award. He got to get paid for that award. Oh, I didn't forget about y'all. I did not forget about y'all. Here you go. Hey. You, nah. I gotta hit some big numbers. I'm being greedy today. I ain't forget about y'all though. I ain't forget about you. I ain't forget about y'all. I didn't forget about y'all. Wait a minute, Marlene. I ain't forget about you. Come on. I'm back. Yeah. Hopefully everybody having a feel good Sunday like I am. I ain't forget about you. Oh man. Yes, the madness has been encouraged. I'm gonna figure out what I need to figure out. The first ever AI Matrix Awards. Yeah, you're gonna have some different categories. You know. I'm gonna let y'all roll out for that night. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. I didn't forget about y'all. For you birthday babies celebrating still this weekend and throughout the whole week. I ain't forget about you. There you go. Oh. And for those who ain't here, when I step in y'all club, y'all know me.
I normally don't ask girls stuff like this until they tell me they pregnant. What's your name?
Clapper.
There you go. The madness has been encouraged. Don't worry. BD, don't be co-signing. I see you over here. Don't co-sign, serious. Don't co-sign. We ain't doing that shit. Nah, but again, hopefully somebody did get something out of this today. Yeah, it's good to have them strong conversations, though, again, as parents. And again, even if you're a guardian to kids, still have that open conversation. I don't care if you're raising your younger brother, your younger sister, cousin, nieces, whoever. Have that strong conversation with them. And again, prepare them for the necessary things you need to be prepared for in life. Like I said, let me get up out of here. Get myself together. Again, if y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, you already know that love is love and it be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All to do is get real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. Appreciate everybody that has been a part of the build, still being a part of the build. Appreciate those who've been sharing your boy out. Appreciate everybody that still has been a strong focal point in this building and this movement. And like I said, we still got more to do. Still got more to do, baby. And I know. I ain't forget about y'all. I ain't forget about y'all. I ain't forget about y'all. Wait a minute. I did forget. Wait a minute. I ain't forget about y'all. Wait, I'm skating back into the week like this. Oh, oh. For those who don't like the content, for those who like to be disrespectful, for those who just think somebody gonna bow down, etc., etc., we don't do those over here. But I'm gonna tell you what I am going to do. And then I'm gonna just tell you this afterwards. I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.